Is the thing working? It says we're live. Hey, Minutecraft's there. What the heck? I got caught up in a video that was sent to me. Missed the timing. Oh, I need a soda. Why is my chat thing not talking? Why is this? No, I think the stream is okay. I'm not 100% on that, but I think it's okay. Whoa. Hello from Quebec. Hello. That's way cool. Bonjour or something. I don't like doing that normally because then people start to assume I know how to speak things that I can't. But hello, welcome. Getting ready to work on a project here that I'm absolutely anxious to get done with. I can't see it doing anything on my end. I've got where the count, like I can see OBS and the stream at the same time, and I haven't gotten like an hourglass or anything on that. Yeah, it's cool. We're getting people from like completely different places. That's a fun change. I'm originally from Detroit, so I'm kind of familiar with Canada to some extent. Windsor, of course, was just across the Detroit River. We used to go over there to watch the fireworks for the combined Independence Days. All right. Hello and welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL, and today we are working on this. This is why is that so off-centered? Hang on, let me move the camera. Working on this, which is a phone case for myself. I'm really kind of hoping to get a bunch done on it. We're about halfway through it right now. But yeah, it's looking really cool. I'm really excited. And tonight I am joined by my lovely wife, Mandy. She's here to help us do researches and whatever else if we come up against things. So yeah. Plus she keeps the conversation going. So it's been a whole week since I've worked on this, so like it's gonna take me a second to kind of get used to the pattern again. And yep, this just goes to right. So yeah, it's the pattern itself is a 14. So if you do 3 of it with this floss doubled up, you can actually get it to do a chapstick holder, or in my case, I put my inhaler thing in it, but I've got string cut to make another one, which I just found like a random 14 string pattern over on friendshipbracelets.net. And yeah, it's here, I'll show you guys what this thing looks like. This is so cool. So check this out. And then if you kind of just give it a little pinch down here, the inhaler thing comes popping out. So the whole tutorial about this is about the fact that I don't know how many strings you need to be able to go all the way around this. So I've set off a pattern where you put it together and you will find out the number of strings because you put it together to fit either the chapstick or the thing. Once you have that number, you can start working out patterns that are available to you, because different floss is different sizes. I have completely not kept up at all with the chat. I have no idea what you guys are doing up there, but oh, so speaking of the chapstick holder, I cut up the string to be able to put one together, and I'm really kind of excited about it. But I figured if I left it over on the hooks on the wall, that the geckos would get to it and possibly tangle it up. So off the framework that I use for the cameras, I have these little hooks or whatever. So I put the string off my desk, only to discover that apparently the geckos actually play around on my desk at night, because some of the string was like kind of scattered across by my keyboard and stuff. So now I'm kind of pissed that the geckos are messing with, you know, my computer and stuff. It's crazy. I don't know, man. I don't want to get rid of them because they eat bugs and stuff, and doing that seems like a good thing, but I don't want my computer being
Maybe
all,
they eat computer bugs too.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah. All the more reason Gecko need to not mess with my string. The Gecko paws off my string. So this little indentation that we're working in right here is the last one for this row. I had really kind of wanted to have that finished last week, but kind of ran out of time. It's really weird. My headphones are acting really bizarre. They feel like I don't know. I can't describe it. Like maybe like the speaker is connected to a tin can or something. It just doesn't sound nice and clear like it usually does. I don't get why. Hey, Rainbow. How is everyone doing? I'm doing pretty good. Just talking about how the geckos were getting my string on my desk. Well, they're not good. Trying to get ready for a busy week next week. Basically, I have not scheduled any live streams for next week. Like for during the week, I'll be here, back here again Saturday. But just to sort of make sure that everything kind of goes, because Mandy's got a doctor's appointment, I've got a doctor's appointment. We got other things kind of going on. It's kind of crazy, so it's just easier to just not plan it. And then if any of you guys are like available and want to like hang out or whatever, I can open up the Discord and do that instead. But just seems like a smarter way of doing it, considering. Yeah, yeah, probably the same. Yeah, on Reddit, I'm the same name and everything. So Angie, wait, hang on, is that right? Yes, I am on Reddit. I do stuff. Yes, I do a live stream once a week. Well, once a week for the public, which is Saturday night. This is the time. I only started about 12 minutes ago. During the week, though, I usually do at least a couple for my YouTube members. So there's like a behind the scenes thing where kind of hang out with them, talk about what I'm working on, or figure out what to work on, that kind of stuff. Plus the recordings for the videos and that kind of stuff. But yeah, you probably have seen me on Reddit. I don't comment a lot because I don't know. I kind of feel like some of the times I see people say things that just really kind of irritate me. The way that I'll give a good example. There is a whole class of people out there who think straight edge technique is the only way to get your bracelet smooth and on the edge of the thing. And that's not true. It kind of makes some sense what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it so that way the outer knot is always going in the same direction. But quite frankly, you can do that on a lot of different bracelet designs. Or you just learn which knots have to go a little tighter than others, so that way you have a consistency. Plus you make the adjustments as you go along. But yeah, nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to hear that they need more practice. Oh yeah, we can't. Okay, so closed caption doesn't work on the live stream because we have low latency.
I say on recorded videos.
Recorded ones, they should be able to. The language should be able to change no matter what. But live streams can't because we have super low latency. I just saw that today, honestly. I didn't realize that was a thing. Yeah, there are some patterns out there who, just because of the nature of the knots, yeah, you're never going to get it to be completely straight anyways. Like there are just certain designs that are going to always seem a little bit wonky. But again, you can sort of push and prod and change up your tension on the knots to get it pretty close. But yeah, there are certain patterns that are just going to always do that. And, me personally, I did the whole big wall project, right? The whole 5 foot wide thing, right? It turned out pretty good, but there's spots where maybe it's not perfect that shows that like a human made it. And I think that makes it more valuable than if it was exactly perfect. I don't know. I mean, okay, one of my pillows is definitely got a slant to like part of it or whatever, and the wall hanging doesn't. But I still say that there should be an element of your design of whatever you're making that should show a human was involved with it, because there's just too many things that are made by machines now that you just, I don't know. It just feels to me like the whole personal thing of it is yeah. Hey Rara. See, and the straight edge design is going to make it so that way, like, if you had a really nice 12 string pattern, but you have to add in 2 more, now the loop that you wanted to have a kumi in, now you have a 14 instead of a 12, right? Or maybe a 16 suddenly becomes an 18, which is not a great number for having a really fun pattern. It's just, you're, Yeah, we can't do the subtitles on a live. Well, can I change it?
But then even the best live streams like TV stations don't do it because it doesn't work well. There's too much loss in translation.
Okay.
It ends up being distracting.
Right. Especially if they're getting it wrong.
Yep.
But I definitely think it's cool that somebody found me via Reddit. That's hilarious. Yeah, I tried to avoid the controversy type stuff over there. Just yeah, my normal videos are all in English, but they should be able to have the closed captions, and they should work pretty good because we do check to make sure that like everything that was said kind of registers correctly in English. I don't know how well the YouTube translates things, but I know that we've made an effort to make that work on our part. I don't understand how we've managed to get as far as we have on this project, and the strings are as long as they are. When working on Mandy's, it seemed like I was running out of string. You know, as we're, I don't know, maybe did I cut the strings in quarters instead of thirds? I don't know. It just seems like I have so much string with here. Like I might be able to fit the whole phone case in. Don't know. Once in a while, the strings try to throw themselves into these little knots. What is the work you create? Okay, so sometimes it's bracelets. This time it's a phone case. Yeah, Reddit is a good place for asking questions, and a lot of times you kind of get some decent advice. I mean, there's certain people out there that will. I I have made a number of videos based on people who say, here's a bracelet. Can you help me with for a pattern? And I'll just make the pattern. Yeah, this is for my phone. This is how big my phone is. So my phone will slip into it. It's a cylinder. You can't see around the piece of plastic that here. There's it goes all the way around. Thank you. I made one of these for my wife already. She's got the smaller version because she's got the folding phone. Here, so that, do you have your bag nearby?
No.
Oh, of course not. That'd been.
I can get it.
Okay. It's sometimes really hard when you have a huge project like a laptop sleeve to get the motivation, to get going, to get it done. It's kind of understandable. I don't know. I have a whole thing where I get myself excited. Yes. And I like, for me, I don't like to say, oh, hang on. Mandy's back with her case. So there's her case. And again, I don't know if I cut the string much shorter, but it seemed like I was running out as we were getting towards like the end of it. It was crazy. Yeah. I love her little phone case. I love the colors in it. Procrastinating. Yeah, it is. It is. Mine is 8. What would you call it? 8 somethings around, and hers is 9 somethings around. What do you call that?
Bracelets, what?
Yeah, I guess like it's not rendition. It's something. Segments. Although that seems a little bit weird. The pattern repeats itself 8 times around on mine, and it's 9 times around on hers. Because her phone is thicker when it folds up. But it's shorter. Sequences, maybe. Sequences might be the right word. It would be bracelets if there were loops and whatever to it, you know, that it would be like, that's how I would normally refer to it. But I realized like that's not really it either. It's how many times the pattern repeats itself. Hey, hi there. It's the honeycomb. Oh. I was just noticing that it's taking a little bit more tension to get things right and then turn around and make the knot go the wrong direction. Well, we're glad you got to make it this time. That means your Saturday is at least a little bit easier than normal. Dang, and my there. I have like so many windows open to do all the different things to get them stacked in the right way so I can watch conversation. It's like, oh. Yeah, so I guess my biggest thing for this week is the chapstick holder. Like that's this is my big win for the week. I have string cut. It's it's kind of too hard to pull that apart. Hang on, I got this. Give you guys an idea of the colors. It's a very vibrant blue and a kind of a dusty gold color. It should turn out pretty darn cool. I have no idea why my headphones sound like tin cans of string. I don't get it. Yeah, I don't know when the last time I've taken like a really long break from knotting, but that's been a long time. I knot quite frequently. Yeah, it sounds. Remember, like when you're a kid and you put the string and the tin cans? It sounds that crappy. I can't place why. Everything, nothing. It's so weird. Ooh, that is actually a good term. I've heard of that before. I don't know how that works, but yes. All right, I'm checking a couple settings around here to see if anything is. Everything checks out as being normal. I don't get it. What is, oh my God, from Minute Craft? Oh no. Poor Minute Craft. Yeah, so Mandy's phone bag was wider than mine. That doesn't make it better or worse. It just happens to be it had to be that size to fit her phone. So yeah. Oh no. Can't you just swap them? Like if your bracelet comes together at one point, swap one color to one side, one to the other. I do that all the time. Oh, yeah, you can't do it with those. Yeah. No, I know the difference between the teardrop. Yeah. Whoopsie doodles. Oh no. Didn't you have that happen before though, Rainbow? Like, isn't this something that you should know by now? Like, I feel like you did this. Yeah. That seems like the kind of mistake that you would like once done forever being scared to make, counting 2 and 3 times. I don't know. Me personally, I made one mistake with this, and every time I come to that knot in the thing, I'm looking at it like, no, it's the last of the light pink ones. that it has to go off to the right. And like I am like paranoid as can be about that one knot. All right. Smooth brain. Yeah, we all do that periodically, don't we? You can always go back to doing knots. You used to be real good at this. I'll show you the one spot that like I'm so scared of making the mistake. It's this one. This red comes down, just goes red over red, which that's easy. And then it goes to this pink and it has to change to come back to the left-hand side. So that way this pink stays on its side and the red is on the other. And if you don't do that, all the rest of these knots have to come undone to fix the mistake. I did it once, and I'm scared to death of doing it again. It's the one thing that I watch for every time now. Actually, this kind of reminded me of the fact that I was recently watching a Escape to the Country, and one of the reasons that they were looking forward to moving out was that their Jack Russell Terrier would have more of a yard to be able to run around in. And I think the cameraman got the dog a little bit wound up because the dog is doing laps around, like all these rooms connect to each other. And so the dog is just doing these big bunch of laps and just absolutely out of control. It was the cutest thing ever. Right. All right. Uh, wasn't it a Jack Russell in the spinoff from Cheers? The
Frasier, yes.
Frasier.
Eddie Spaghetti.
That was a pretty chill dog. Uh, it would be a whole lot better. There'd be clean water and air and stuff.
A lot more peace, a lot less craziness.
Yeah.
Yeah, different kind of craziness.
So I don't know if you guys noticed. I went two this way. There's this one is new, this one's new. Then same row that this is on. But I'm extending it down further so that way I'm getting more accomplished without rolling it around. The thought process there is if I'm spending all my time trying to rotate it around, I'm kind of not getting as much done as potentially. So yeah. Yeah. I just feel like people are just going to one day wake up and remember that, like, the last time they had a big revolution was because they were taxation without representation. And how is it that they're raising taxes on people who make, less than 50,000 a year and taking away their medical benefits and that kind of stuff? Like, how is that representing you? And it isn't. It's not cool. At some point, people are going to just get fed up with the whole system the way it's going. And yeah, I I watched a video where a person was like, "Yeah, we voted for this administration, but then we didn't think about the fact that a lot of our employees come from somewhere else, and they're not coming anymore because they're afraid of ICE getting them. So either they went home or whatever, but they're gone. And so now these farmers are going to be bankrupt in the next, within the next 6 months. They will be bankrupt. And they're like, oh, it's kind of funny when you think about the fact that this is what we voted for. And it's like, that's not funny. That's sad. That's unfortunate. I don't understand. You knew what was coming. Yeah. So focused on making other people suffer, you didn't realize, like, yeah, there's getting tax cuts for the highest, but higher taxes for all the lowest people. It makes no sense. People who can't afford it already are going to bear the burden of supporting the government. Makes no damn sense. So yeah, let the Jack Russell Terriers run the world. Well, it'll be mandatory to play fetch, and you can't fake throw the ball. That would definitely be a rule. This time it goes. Yeah, that's Honeycut. That is really sad. That's heartbreaking. Me? Is it just a hobby? I mean, I do have a shop where I sell this stuff. I mean, it would be nice if I could say that the shop like paid me enough to, I didn't have to work or that kind of things. Mostly it's a hobby. Most of it's about showing people what can be done if you're determined enough to try it. Like, so this is basically 8 good sized bracelets going around in a circle. There's nothing, if you came up with your own pattern and you wanted to make your own phone case, all you need to do is figure out how many, what is the word?
Iterations.
Iterations. Figure out how many iterations you need to go around to make it work for the project that you're doing, and then just sit down and do it. If you know that a bracelet takes you a little more than an hour, or whatever, like this is a 14 string, so this would probably be like an hour and a half. You can probably do the math to figure out, like, well, if you're multiplying that times 8, you can kind of get a ballpark as to how long it's going to take to be able to produce the thing. Now, mind you, this might go longer than a regular bracelet just because my phone is sort of pretty long. But yeah, like, I mostly do it for the inspiration, like get people motivated to do things and to make, more video content. I mean, this is my 187th live stream so far. Plus there's 200 and some, I don't know how many, live streams that happen during the week. And then we're at, how many videos have I done? Regular, hang on, I can answer this one. I have a sheet just for this. I have made 764 tutorials. So yeah. So this one started out really super simple. You put on 2 strings and then you tie 1 knot, and that's how you get a flat edge. If you put on a string and you make a knot, you'll get the triangular shaped one. So if you're trying to figure out like the difference between the two, check out the pattern and the tutorial for this thing. Mind you, it's out for members now. It comes out in the beginning of July for everybody else. But this diamond here, this is just like a normal bracelet stuff. And this out here is, there's 2 strings and then a knot comes from it. And it just keep going around like that. And that's how you get that nice flat surface. And then I just did basically candy stripes because I didn't know how many strings there were going to be going into it. So pick a pattern that can be done no matter how many the strings are, right? And then after you have it all together and you know that it works, because wait, where's the chapstick at? So I have a chapstick that fits in here pretty good. Got a little mirror on the end of it. I think that's so cool. Okay. But yeah, that's how I found out how many strings I needed to this. Yeah, Yeah, that's unfortunate. Oh. Sorry, you guys got me reaching all around here, made me realize I should take my meds. In America, Rainbow, in America, most states you don't have to pay taxes on food. The price you see on food is what it is, unless you're in a place like Florida, where there is tax on things that are considered snacks. So, like a bag of chips and a Mountain Dew have tax, but a thing of ham doesn't. Where there's tax on less wholesome stuff. Yeah. Michigan, you can buy any of the food without any tax whatsoever, but Florida has a weird snacks thing. Agree. Me too. I wish that was a thing. All right. Right. Except for like federal taxes, sort of across the board, but states are allowed to do their own thing. What kind of tags are you talking about, Rainbow? Like price tags? Those are put on by the stores. Right. Yeah, the pricing gun puts the price on. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Like how over here, Uniglow will have the prices for things that are. Yeah, they don't do a lot of that in America. There's a lot more just price guns. Little clickety thing that goes chunking. Yeah, the fact that they keep attacking the poorest people and making it harder for them is the absolute worst. Because once upon a time, I used to get food stamps that helped me to be able to survive. I can't imagine that, like, oh, I'm doing better now. I don't want other people to have food stamps because it raises my taxes. That's an awful way to be. That's horrible. Cool. Have a good one, Angie. Yeah, the smooth braiding can be contagious. Everybody should be bracing a little bit to. Seems to be a whole lot easier to rotate it by pulling it all the way down, spin it, and crank it back up. That went a whole lot faster. Although, look, it feels like the whole thing is getting a little turned. Speaking of like the whole earworm thing, am I the only person who wakes up most every morning with a different earworm that like was some random song they heard the day before and now they have to like play it at least once or twice to make it go away? Like, is that normal? Today, pathetic in your own way. I for you. I will be there. Yeah. I agree, Honeycutt. think I have a mosquito in the office. So I just saw something fly by. My new craft, my bonus is I just got a renewal that says I can be here for 5 years. So I don't have to worry about going back to the chaos that's there right now. But who knows what kind of horrible things will happen between now and then, because it seems like they're stacking the courts with people who yeah, but his approval ratings are super low. Oh no. I don't know if you guys noticed the difference I just did in that this 2 segments I did. I did 2 rows all the way down and then filled in the rest of it with the smaller bits. And I think the amount of time that it saves me might actually make it worth doing that more often. Where's just string things? How can we have puzzle time without just string things? Yeah, but remember, he's got 2 mini me's that he can put in there. One of them even shares the same exact name. So he can put up Junior for another 8 years. His kids are literally just as vile, so I wouldn't doubt the fact that one of them could ride on his coattail and get in. Yeah, Trump's losing his mind that there's some due process for all these people, and he doesn't want them to have to be stopped by the courts to find out whether or not these people are guilty before they're sent away. It's horrible. Yeah, wasn't the whole NRA thing about if there was tyranny that Americans should be armed so they could rise up and fight the tyranny? Well, now they got tyranny, but they seem to have forgotten that that was the whole point of it. Not that I would want to be, some ragtag bunch of guys with having guns going up against the biggest military on earth, but it still seems weird. But apparently now people are having their phones checked as they come into the United States. So if you've been talking anything bad about the country, you might actually be denied at the border or detained or whatever. So, like, yeah, if I was to go visit the States, I wouldn't even bring my phone along. I would potentially get me up myself like a burner. Nothing on it, no Facebook, no whatever. So that way, if they were to search, they couldn't hold anything against me. But I have heard for people that are like that, they are automatically suspected and made to like, we want you to sign into Facebook, or we want you to sign into whatever, because they want to see those records, which is terrifying to me. Like, that's absolutely, oh, I see here you made fun of, yeah, I don't even want to. The whole thing is seriously terrifying. Yeah, there's, my only fear is that one day I will have to, and I have no idea what I would be getting myself into going back to a country that I don't recognize.
Why would you have to?
If immigration ever said, that they weren't going to renew my long-term visitor pass,
They will just go live elsewhere. That's always an option.
I mean, I grew up in a time where there was tension between races, but not outright, KKK was not feeling the ability to walk down the street proudly like they do now. I have no idea, man. The whole fucking passport thing, like, I feel like more and more countries are not going to want to have Americans coming in. So I don't know how all that works. It's just a matter of time before, like, countries that were like open or whatever are going to take that away. The only other place I can think of that would be worth going to would be Canada. Because at least I'm semi familiar with some of the stuff there. Oh, in case anybody hasn't seen it yet, the schedule for next week is basically, I'm not necessarily doing anything planned. There might be some live streams, but I'm not scheduling it because there's so much going on during the week that just kind of makes sense to, like, not try to overcommit myself. So yeah, but I will be back next Saturday, and next week, Sunday is the hangout. So any of the members want to get together and chat and everything, that'll be on Sunday. Is living in Canada is actually, because they don't have a super big population, they want more people. Like, if you have any kind of skills or whatever, like you can become a Canadian citizen really easy. America, you got to pay, I forget how many thousand, it's a few $1,000s to stop being an American citizen. And you still have to pay American taxes for 10 years after no longer wish to be the American. Which seems pretty crappy to me. Yeah, it's weird. I don't get it. I only recently learned about all this, by the way, but I'm not super well versed on how it works or anything. Do I get any benefits from the U.S.? No. Well, if I turn 65 or 70 or whatever it is to get it, I could get Social Security if that's even still left. That's one of the things that like the current administration is trying to do away with, paying our whole lives, and then they're like, no, you know what? You don't deserve that. That's just makes you guys not want to work. So this is coming together pretty well, considering I was a little scared earlier today. I pulled a muscle up in my shoulder blade area on the left-hand side, and it's the left side that moves the most when I'm tying knots. So I was kind of afraid that we were going to not get much accomplished here tonight. But things seem to be working pretty well. So yay. It seems to me that back in the 80s or so, you could be making less than like, I don't know, 20, 30,000, and you didn't have to pay that much in taxes because they figured you really didn't have the money for that sort of thing. But now it seems like they want poor people to pay taxes because there's so many poor people that if all of them have to chip in something, they could run the government on it. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand how that works. I used to think people like Paul Ryan were like the absolute worst. And it's like now it seems like he was kind of mild by comparison to some of these people that are coming in. I don't understand it. I kind of feel like I hope I'm wrong, but I kind of feel like when Russia collapsed, all of the things that were owned by the government, like the postal service, the natural resources, all these things, all pretty much got taken over by the richest people that there were. So basically, in America, it would be like Bezos taking over the mail because he knows a lot about shipping, right? And all the things just get divvied up between the most richest people there are. And you end up with a new government that has absolutely no teeth to it. And it feels to me like that's kind of the direction things are headed. Like that they're trying to crash the economy, trying to crash the whole thing. It just it's terrifying. My original fear with the Make America Great Again was the time that America was the greatest was when all the other countries had just got done, well, or during the World War II, where America still had all of its factories, but Germany and all the others did not because there was so much fighting. So to make America great, you pretty much have to wipe out everybody else. But I'm less fearful about that these days, and more fearful that they're just going to try to tank America and then take whatever pieces are left for themselves. So I've done 4 iterations of these longer whatever so far out of the 8. So kind of halfway around. That's not bad. Iterations. I like that word.
Because it's a big word.
No, it just describes things well. I don't know that America was really necessarily all that great. People sure were proud of things, but I don't know. I traveled to other places during that whole. I went to England a couple times in the 90s and kind of realized then that America didn't seem that fantastic. And then I've seen, other parts of the world through, computers and stuff. And I I'm kind of not seeing America as being this beacon of truth and prosperity that like everybody's been taught that supposedly it had. I got a friend here in Singapore who skateboarded from Canada to the southern tip of South America, and he said he never saw poverty like he did going through parts of California and Washington State, Oregon, California, the homeless under bridges and stuff. For what's supposed to be one of the richest countries in the world, just not really kind of getting it. Like people in South America were better off than people in America, and that's just unfortunate. Yeah, things were better though. 80s, 90s were better. Well, some things were better. I don't know. When I think about me in school, we had smoking sections in school. I'm not sure that's necessarily great. But yeah, we had a smoking section in school. Right. Yeah, we didn't fight our neighbors. I was in a high school that was probably a pretty 50-50 mix, and we didn't have the kind of problems of the hate that we see today. So yeah. But I saw a kid here vaping yesterday. Went to the 7-Eleven to get some chips, and I saw a teenage boy vaping, hanging out with some other teenage boys. Kind of weird that you can get fined $10,000 for even owning the device, and here you got teenage kids with them.
Kids will be kids.
I don't see how they can get the refills though, because you have to go to JB to get that kind of stuff.
That's how.
Huh?
That's how.
Sad. True, but you're coming across the border with something that's illegal. Seems like it'd be pretty easy to get caught. Where there's a will, there's an inheritance. Maybe we could Weetabix. So maybe we could kind of lighten the mood here. It seems that we've been kind of a little down on America, which is, yeah, I get it. But he probably still would if he had grown up to look like he was, like, if you remember, there was an episode where they showed him as being older. If he had grown up looking like that and less like he actually did, she probably still would have a crush.
But he didn't, sadly.
You know the episode I speak of, right?
Yes.
It was Q offered him, age and whatever. Wouldn't that be a flower?
You can make bread. Bread's you good.
But wasn't it him that you wanted to see get a rise?
Oh my god, that's so bad.
I think we're tormenting poor Mandy here. I think that's the whole gist of it. We tried to lighten the mood a bit. Next thing you know, it seemed to be an attack on her senses. And welcome, by the way. Right. All right. Glasses and eyeglasses? How's that working out? I'm not sure that's going to be an improvement. Oh, you start to learn to handle them by like the sides and anywhere away from the glass, because yeah, cleaning them kind of becomes a thing. Yeah, I always have a little cloth inside my glass case. Reframe how you see the world. Um, we have the fishbowl thing, so yeah, I couldn't do the contacts. The whole idea of
You can
touching
look
my
at eye drops in
eye,
your eye.
that's just the whole. Yep, just get within a cm and my eye closes. My eye's like, I'm having none of that. Uh, Same as like when you have the short lenses, it makes everything kind of rounded out. Wait, we've got 9 people here. Now that we got just string things, normally get to have a break midway through the stream, and we almost didn't do that. But I'm thinking we do. Hang on, where's my?
2 hours later.
the thing back to there. That's weird. I have no idea why. But that's okay. I'm feeling better now. A little bit lighter.
TMI.
I don't know why it wouldn't have worked. Why does that sound dirtier than I'm sure you meant it to be? I don't think it's OBS that would be doing it. It should be the... It would have been Sammy that was at fault. Yeah, right. A collie-sized Jack Russell seems dangerous. No. Take you out at the knees. Uh, think this method of how I've been doing these like 2 rows longer and whatever has sped things up enough that I'm not only going to have been make up the one thing that was the row before, but I'm probably going to very quickly here finish off the double row that we've been working on. That could be really kind of cool. Because like it ends, these two are the same length down, so it's like the 2 here and 1 here, and this whole row is done, which is a little bit more than we did last week in the same amount of time. Pretty amazing. So we might have an early night tonight. We'll see. Yeah, Rara, I agree with you on that one. I really do like it. Yeah, that's the thing. It really has to like come down to number of rows for it to really kind of hit, but then it's awesome. Oh, it's the glasses. I was thinking it was because the pattern was longer. All right, have a good one, my new craft. No, I'm seriously almost done with this. This is kind of impressive for just one Saturday night to have done 2 rows. Or 16, well, you know, there's one extra. 17 iterations. So what do we have for snacks after the stream, honey?
I've got a surprise.
Nice.
No, it's a nasty surprise. Like, why would that even be a question?
Oh. That's a good question. Is it a pretzel? Is it ice cream?
Mm.
I don't know why I'm not allowed to know such things. Ah, oh, it's too late. I saw.
You weren't supposed to.
Can't believe how much has been accomplished here tonight. This is really like doing this a little faster. Kind of works. One more thing to go. Really? Kind of wanted to round that around the corner a little bit more, but that's all right. Just a little ways to go. Well, for tonight, it's still I think I need like 3 more rows down. So if that's true, it's probably done in 2 more weeks. That'd be kind of cool. So what is it? MO? I don't. Muzz? I don't know what that is.
Muscatel?
It's a what?
Muscatels?
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
A craft shop.
Oh. Oh, that's sad. Uh, Sounds like a pretty awesome place.
Sounds like Spotlight.
Right. Oh, that makes it even more awesome. That's not Spotlight then. Spotlight be a little on the pricey side at times.
Except when you're having like the crazy sales though.
Right. Yeah, there are moments. Another word I don't recognize. I mentioned my wife got me a e-reader, and I love it because I can just tap on words and get a definition. Now I see words I don't know, and I'm like, why don't I click it? Ah, oh no, it might be. It's 4 more rows. So yeah, 2 more weeks. I forgot like how this goes like this. Right. Cool. I did it. With 15 minutes left over even. I don't know how much we did last week though. I know that there was like a little strip before we got into the 2 rows. So I don't know how much faster, I don't know how much that time got saved, but it feels like it was a bunch. So I'm really, really pleased with that. And yeah, it's really, really cool. So let's see. Out here. It might be longer than I was thinking. Because if it goes all the way from this row, it's more than 2. It's like 3 or 4 down. I don't know. Well, I'll keep checking it as I go along until I get it to where I want it to be. We'll see. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. It's been a fun one, except for where it got really depressing about the America, but I guess with the way things are going over there, that's bound to happen. But yeah, we'll be back here next week. And I'll get at least another couple more rows on it. I like it's flat like now, so I'm going to take some photos that I can put on Instagram. That was my whole reason for stopping. It just looks cooler in the photos. Next week is the hangout, so don't forget about that. That's always fun. And yeah, I think that's it, guys. Thank you guys all so much for hanging out and everything. Oh, and thanks to my YouTube members who make this stuff possible. Go through tons of string around here, and it's their contribution that makes this all happen. So if you want to have your name on the list, it's really easy. It's like $4 a month or whatever it is in your currency, and you can join the list and help support this channel, because that would be awesome. Yeah, see you guys next week, and as always, oh wait, where's the button? Oh, where's the, it's not that button. Why do I not see? There it is. Don't get your strings in a bunch, guys.